Hello students, welcome back to the class of economics. We were conducting the session of Indian economic development. So today we are going to see a major challenges that is being faced by Indian economy even today itself. So that is what we say as poverty. Poverty means गरीबी. गरीबी हमारे इंडिया के अंदर एक कर्ज की तरह है. It is basically a curse in our Indian economy and that need to be wiped out as soon as possible. कहा जाता है कि गरीबी में जन्म लेना गुनाह नहीं है, बट गरीबी से मरना गुनाह है. It means we just need to progress so hard in our life that we should not be cater ourselves as poor, or we should not be let ourselves into the segment of poverty. So we are starting with the topic of poverty. That is a major challenge and an issue that is being faced by Indian economy. Poverty. Poverty is basically a situation that is concerned with the amount of people or a person who is basically incompatible in fulfilling the basic necessities of life. It means if the person is not able to afford food, shelter and cloth for him as well as for his family, it means he will be considered as poor, he will be under the segment of poverty. The life become hell, or we can say very miserable, since he won't be able to afford the basics of life even. Luxuries की बात हम कर ही नहीं सकते. We cannot even say that this person must afford the education, higher education, professional qualification as well as the basic luxuries, say mobile, car. That is basically a dream and desire for him forever. So if we talk about the poverty, we can categorize the poverty into two forms, that is absolute and relative. Absolute poverty is that poverty that is measured through poverty line. It means if we are measuring a poverty line and the person is getting below the poverty line, we can say he is absolute poor. For example, if we talk about some people, say rag pickers, beggars, right, push cart vendors, जो सब्जी वाले होते हैं, ठेले वाले होते हैं, housemates होते हैं, they all are basically termed as absolute poor because sometimes there is instances where they won't be able to afford the 2 meals a day even. Now, if we talk about relative poverty, we should say that it is a form of poverty where we just need to compare the scenario of poverty with some other state, region or country. It means we just need to measure the level of income, we just need to measure the level of poverty that is rising in the country that is having the same level or higher level from us. So relative poverty basically compares the poverty level of two regions or two countries or two states, two cities, and then we can analyze how much poverty lies in one state, one country or one city than other. It is basically comparison form, it is basically absolute form. If we consider absolute poverty, we can say almost 21.9% or we say around 30 to 35 crore people are lying below poverty line. This is a very massive figure in India. And the top leading states that accounts for more than 70% of the poverty are basically UP, MP, or we say Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal and Odisha. The 5 states cater to more than 70% of the poverty level, and among them half of the population are below poverty line. Now we come to the level poor. Who is poor? Again, we say poor is a person who is incompatible or who is not comfortable, not affordable with such amount of money to facilitate basic necessities of life for him and his family. It means the गरीब है that can be categorized in the form of urban and rural. I told you an example of urban, that is basically push cart vendors, cobblers, rag pickers, beggars, housemates, etc. It means these are the persons who are basically residing in urban areas, say in metro cities like Mumbai, Delhi, Pune, Jaipur, Chennai, but still they are finding tough way to survive in life since they are suffering from miserable situation of poverty. If we talk about the rural areas, rural poor, we say landless, labor, small holding farmers or marginal farmer can be categorized as poor. They just need to bank upon their survival for someone's land. They just need to work for hours and hours in a day, and in return they get a very few sum of money. then both situations are worse for both the level of people. Common characteristics of poor say lack or absence of basic necessities of life. I told you earlier that when it is become very difficult for a person to get basic necessities, it means if he cannot afford food, shelter and cloth, it means that is a curse for him. That is the basic common feature of poverty or poor. Second, poor health. Definitely he will be malnutritive, he will be starved for food. We can say his health will be undernourished. Debt trap. We just need to bank upon borrowing. That's why we used to find out several beggars used to just demanding some sort of money for their family and for themselves to survive and for getting the food to eat. Size of family is big, no doubt. When these people are poor, they are not having proper education, not getting proper awareness with respect to family planning or population, or we can say if they are not aware about the size of population to be met, they keep on growing their size and they keep on giving the birth to the child in case of poverty. Now, low economic or employment opportunity. Who will give the employment to such people who don't possess any education qualification or required skills and knowledge? It means they will be banking upon their survival for some months. Either they need to push cart or they just need to mend the shoes or just they need to wrap with the basically scrap or the we can say dust items. They need to borrow money like beggars or just need to work in someone's homes as housemaid. Then gender bias, it means still the preference is given to male, that's why the population take is much higher pace, that's why the size of the family is too big. It means in poor family, poverty line, people do not prefer to have females. And if they are a female, the urge for getting male son is always been on a higher scale. Demoralizing living, it means the life is very miserable as I said. People in every country, nation or any other higher rich or higher segment people or higher section of people used to see them as a very hatred, we can say mentality, or we can say a very hatred idea. Right? It means if someone is bad or someone is poor, it means he will not be able to get so much importance, he will just be able to get the hatred of society. Because the point of view we will be having is a very, very demoralizing for him. We just need to make ourselves distant from such kind of people who used to be in the category of urban or rural poor. That's why I told you the life is very demoralizing for them. Now, if we talk about the common characteristics of people, then we are coming to measurement of poverty. Before the independence, or we say pre-independence India, the poverty used to be measured by the person Dadabhai Naoroji when he used the jail cost of living. It means when a person has gone into jail, whatever the scenario, whatever the diet he was having at that time, the jail cost of living we have maintained with the formula of 1 by 6 into 0 plus 1 by 6 into half plus 2 by 3 into 1. How this formula has been formulated and why we need to get it, because at that time, moreover, we just need to see that the person who was put into the jail was found to be the most appropriate for poverty or poor. Because in that time, the jail was totally under absence of every basic thing that must be provided. Since we have treated them as prisoners, the prisoners were having a life much miserable than a simple poor even. So the Dadabhai Naoroji just think that we should measure the level of poverty from the jail itself. He went to the jail, he just measured the jail cost of living by formulating this formula. How this formula has derived, he told that 1/3 of the total poor are children. Out of them, half does not have any food. Means 1/6 are not having any food. 1/3 of them, it means half of them eat only half of the meal of a day. It means if we say 1/3, half of 1/3 is 1/6, remaining half of 1/3 is 1/6. So these are basically half of 1/3, 1/3. Where there was no diet for half of one third section. The remaining half of one third section was having only half of the diet. Basically, this is the diet that is being provided to the person. So, when we measure this real cost of living, we identify that the people who are not getting even a meal, the people who are getting half the meal of the adult, and 2/3 of the people who are just getting full meal. It means if we talk about the person who are getting 2/3 of the people who are getting full meal, when we formulated, we got that the 3/4 of the people were lying above the poverty line. That's also the truth. Right. These four people were under the section. So, in case of post-independence India, we talk about, it means after the independence of India, we formulated several schemes, several expert groups, several task force for the calculation and measurement of poverty level. For this, Planning Commission has appointed study group in 1962. Task force on minimum need and effective demand consumption was formed in 1979. The dates are very important to me. Expert group was formed in 1989. All these three, study group, task force and expert group, was having the same objective to measure the level of poverty and just to let Indian economy know about how first the poverty is being increased, or we just need to take out a greater step to just avoid it or reduce it or alleviate it. Now, when we used to count the number of poor in an economy, we just need to facilitate the head count ratio. Head count ratio means we just need to count the head of the person who are in the poor level, who are in the level of poverty. So, number of poor in an economy is measured by a head count ratio who are lying in the poverty section. So, we say basically this is what the poverty or head count ratio we can say. Now we come to the poverty line. We have always been talking about the below poverty line section, above poverty line section. Think over the fact, student. Whenever a student doesn't get proper marks, it means he can fail also, and if he get bare passing marks, he can get himself above the line of pass. That's same thing we can facilitate when we talk about the poverty line. If the person is lying below himself, what we say as poverty line, he can be termed as absolute poor. And if he finding himself in the line or just above the line, we can categorize systematically in the form of various level of poor. So, first of all, we just need to see how the poverty line is being constructed or measured as per minimum calorie level or intake. We can say as per monthly per capita consumption expenditure as suggested by ISO, or we say the categories are thereafter. First of all, minimum calorie intake. It means if in rural area the person is having 2400 calories and more, then only he will not be considered as poor. Else, if he is not be able to consume even 2400 calories, he will become less poor. In urban area, if the person is having less than 2100 calorie, right, he will be termed as poor. It means the person must be able to consume more than 2400 calories in order to get rid away from the poverty line. It means if a person is not having such amount of calories in rural areas and urban area, he will be deemed to be considered below poverty line. Again, if the person is not able to maintain this minimum monthly per capita expenditure, he will be deemed to be termed as below poverty line person. It means in rural area, the person must consume at least 816 rupees over himself. In urban area, a person must consume 1000 rupees at least over himself. Then only we can say he will be above the poverty line. Else, we will be saying he will be under BPL or below poverty line. So, accordingly, we are categorizing the poor. First of all, always poor below the poverty line. Touching the poverty line, usually poor. Churning poor, it means he has the capacity to rise from poverty line. Occasionally poor, it means we can say normally he can lift himself from the poverty line, he can be below the poverty level. Whenever some person is getting a good business, he can himself made above. He can make himself above the level of poverty. As he is not getting the proper business or proper work or employment, and he is sitting idle, he can touch the poverty line. And the person who is just away from this poverty line will be never poor. It means he won't be able to call himself as poor if he is above the poverty line. Now, in case if we put in this section, we can put beggars. Fine. Here we can put vendors who used to sell fruits and vegetables. Here we can use to put as auto rickshaw pullers. Here we can use to put as small and marginal traders. And here we can use to put at the person who under the category of rich, upper middle section, as well as middle section. They cannot be termed as poor. So, the government used to provide several public distribution system for their benefit, which is known as Ration Ki Dukaan, where we used to allot them BPL card so that they can avail the basic commodities, eatable items at a very low cost, and that subsidized an amount of groceries are being available to them by the government, and all the costs of that groceries being borne by the cost of subsidies are being borne or undertaken by government itself. That is why we told you earlier also that the government used to undertake the social welfare measure. Social welfare are undertaken basically for these poor only. Right? So, finally, you can say indeed decline in poverty has been measured due to several reasons and various poverty alleviation programs that we are going to discuss very soon. We can say in all these 70 years of independence and more, there has been a fall in the poverty level. Yes, the people have raised the standard of living. Yes, people have come out from the below poverty line arena and they are starting going themselves in a good way, earning good way. They are making their life in a good way of survival. But still, the problem is persisting today itself because this is the figure of today, not of independence area. Because at the time of independence, we are having around 80 to 85% of people who are under BPL segment. From 85 to 21%, that is quite enough progress, we can say. But still, we just need to progress much hard. Fine. So, we have made to know about poverty. Now we are going to discuss what we call it as the causes of poverty, the agriculture factor that made the poverty alive even today, and thirdly, poverty alleviation programs, their success and failures. Right? Here we go.